Greetings from the Metro ATL. What's happening, everybody? It's the voice of Joseph R. Weir III, the artist, founder, president of the ONYXCON Foundation. I'll show my face in a minute. First, I want y'all to look into my other face, as I am one with the rest of nature. Yeah, one with the rest of nature. Are you? Of course you are, whether you know it or not. Yes, we are. We are. Out here getting my short hike on before what might be some rain coming into the area. See these trees changing. You see fall in full effect. It's looking all beautiful out here. Love fall. Perfect, cool but not really cold weather. It does get kind of cold at night though. Please believe it. Hitting 40s and 50s at night. 50s, 60s, 70s, up to 80 in the day. That kind of thing. That kind of thing. And we out here for it. Enjoying it. Yes, indeed. I was just live on my other, going up a hill now, so when you hear me huffing and carrying on, I'm in shape. I've been walking for probably close to an hour before I started this live, so I'm already, warming up. Nowhere near tired, but warming up, feeling your heartbeat, where it's supposed to be, going up and down these hills. It's good stuff. It's great stuff. Yes, y'all. And we don't stop. So let me tell y'all, still working on, as far as our other content, because we do multi-niche content. We got all types of cool stuff for y'all here. Still working on putting out a new episode of ONYXCON's fan fiction work. Hey, how you doing? Fan fiction work known as Cyberpunk ATL. All right, Cyberpunk ATL is a fan piece, a love letter, so to speak, to the worlds of Michael Pondsmith. Mike Pondsmith. Some of y'all saying, wait a minute, who's Mike Pondsmith? Well, have you played Cyberpunk 2077, or you ever played it, or you done heard anything about it, or you ever watched the Edge Runners Netflix series, which was, quite frankly, one of my favorite animes of all time, especially for a series, okay? But I'm biased because Cyberpunk 2077 is my favorite open world game so far of all time, okay? And I did this piece. It's a big love letter to the works of the man who created that whole world, that whole realm. That's Mr. Michael Pondsmith. Yes, indeed. And I've been posting a lot about Mike more and more every time I see other people posting more about Mike, because I'm realizing people are starting to get hip to who he is, what he did, and give him his flowers as he deserves, man. For real, for real. He's a brilliant man. Very brilliant man. And so we celebrate that. And like I say, I'm doing my fan fiction piece, building on partial canon from the actual tabletop game that led to the video game. Because the African-American man known as Mr. Michael Pondsmith, born in California, grew up in a military family and experienced a lot of parts of America, but especially California, when he created art Talsorian games, which is how you got to the video game, because some Polish kids in Poland that used to play the tabletop game. I love this story. That's why I like to tell it all the time, because it tells you how life really works. People don't understand unless you are blessed enough, universe blessed, to get older like I have and start seeing how things come together and how every relationship is valuable and everything you do is valuable. What your legacy is everything. So Mike Pondsmith had created this game. It's worldwide. People are playing it. You don't necessarily know who's playing it, but some kids in college in Poland used to play Cyberpunk, the original tabletop game, and they loved it. And they became famous for making a game called The Witcher. Yeah, same company. Same company, CD Projekt Red. And lo and behold, they approached Mr. Pondsmith and said they wanted to make a game out of Cyberpunk. And at first, he didn't know just how good they were at what they were already capable of doing. And this is, what he's actually said in some interviews. You have to watch his interviews. I got pretty much everything he's ever had an interview with. Here on the ONYXCON network, you can look under Cyberpunk Research. It's what I think I call the folder, Cyberpunk Vibes and Research. And you'll see multiple interviews where he's talking and explaining his many parts about how he created everything he did. And he tells the experience of being flown out to Poland and even having to wake them up at CD Projekt Red to realize that he's been making games. He's been a consultant on Star Wars games and tons of other entities over the years. He's a real professional that's got a lot of history, you know what I'm saying? And what's up, everybody? I see you in the chat. What's good? But he's definitely that dude, you know what I mean, who's been around. He's more of a covert kind of guy. Some people, they're just not as extroverted, I'm a little bit more of an extrovert. Today I'm playing introvert. I'm showing y'all the trees instead of me. But I'm gonna wave before too long. I'm just getting my hike in. And I wanna be focused. Because where I'm walking, this is fall in Georgia. And even though it ain't hot, it's enough for a snake to be laying out across the path, copperhead, blending in with the leaves. I'm speaking from experience. See, young and dumb will say, oh man, it ain't hot enough. All snakes like it hot. Yeah, okay, well, I tell you what, run around out there with some damn flip-flops on and go straight through a bed of leaves for about a mile. If you come back without no stories, maybe I'll take your word for it. Shit. Oh my God, stuff I know. Quick story, I remember one time I was hiking somewhere and it was kind of like this. It was about fall. And it really wasn't hot that day, but sun was out, but it wasn't really hot. And it wasn't even like a leafy trail. It was like, it had this little gravel trail, human-made trail amongst the, they had put gravel on top of where they cleared for the trail. And there was a little, probably teenage age, copperhead. And I call myself, I don't usually ever run when I'm in the wheel. I don't jog, I just walk. But I decided I'm gonna sprint a little bit. I'm gonna get me a little, because I didn't have long to be out there. I was literally taking a break before I had to get back in the car and go somewhere. So I said, let me get my workout. So I'm running. And I messed around. Man, when I tell you, it was almost like, I'll never forget that because it went in slow motion. My eyes saw the snake saw me. It was on its belly crawling across the trail. It was probably about 3 feet long, little skinny thing. But it stood out against that gravel because they brown with all these reticulated patterns. And I leapt up in the air, right over it, and looked back and was still running. And I saw his head come up like the little thing on an old submarine. I don't even know if they still have those on submarines, but on old cartoons I grew up on, they always had that little thing go up. It looked like that with his head telescoping like, who was that? And I said, oh my gosh. Cause man, all you gotta do is step on their tail the wrong way or something. They ain't really worrying about you. They ain't trying to have to bite you, but they reactionary, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, that was just a little side note about nature, since I'm in it, talk about it. Speak about the rest of nature as we are one with it. The flora and the fauna, human mammals, can I get a witness? All the real ones understand. So anyway, as I was saying about Cyberpunk. So I did this fan piece, Cyberpunk ATL, because the state of Georgia and Atlanta in particular are mentioned. In the original tabletop game, there was a passage in one of the handbooks, the smaller books than the main book, still put out by Artel Sorin, written with some other folks on the team, and they mention Georgia, and they talk about a place called Plantation being the true seat of power in the state of Georgia, and that it was controlled by this Governor King Gardner. That's his name in the damn story. I said, I was like, whoa, it couldn't get no better for a villain. It couldn't get no better. It couldn't get no better. So I said, oh my gosh, I got to do something with this. So that became the main villain in my storyline. And if you haven't seen any of this, all you got to do is look it up. Cyberpunk ATL's right here on the ONYXCON network. Peep it out at your convenience. There's already 1.5 episodes available. The 1.5 episode is one where I discuss a situation, I'll just say, with a very sad story. I call it the tragedy of anime. And you have to see what anime's story is to understand. Okay, mind you, like I say, all this is fan fiction, but I do base it off of a lot of things that happen in the way that world is developed. You know, I play within the canon, so to speak. But as a writer, I had fun with it. I'm still having fun with it. And yeah, I look forward to sharing more of it with y'all. So, how y'all doing? So, yeah, it's coming. I'm actually in the lab daily, cranking it out, generating my imagery. I'm a visual artist and my first love of the arts, in addition to being a writer, all these are arts. You know what I'm saying? A bit of a musician, a lot of all that. I got all that. But so what I did is I started using, which took me a while to get there because I was very anti-AI. But I won't say I fell in love with it. I've created a soft spot for AI and how I can make it do prompts that are generally representation of what I want everything to look like when I give it an instruction, which it often messes up. Boy, did I have a headache just today. I swear, every day, matter of fact. I be going through it. It's like we like a dysfunctional couple, me and that damn AI. I be like, now, didn't I just tell you I just need you to do this? So why did you give me that instead? And they'll be like, I'm so sorry. I just want to be helpful. Of course, I don't know how I overlooked that. Yes, you're right. You sure did say that. Well, here it is. And it'll be the same damn thing again. Again. It does it. Oh my gosh, it does it over and over and over until you learn how to keep starting new chats, act like you didn't just talk to it, and it'll sometimes wake up from doing that and you'll get amazing results. Like I always say, it's either, oh yeah, it's about to rain. I need to keep it moving. Y'all hear that wind? Y'all see it? I don't know if y'all can see the leaves blowing. It's about to rain for real. Thanks for the like. I appreciate the thumbs up. Sure, it's been like 50 people up in here. Only one of them got enough sense to put a thumbs up and say what's up. Hey, all them hey, how you doing? And only how you gonna be talking about hi and only got one thumbs up? Look here. If you got anything to say in the comments, the least you can do is put a thumbs up. It's the least you can do. Come on, y'all. That just go together. That's like, what's happening? You know, if you know how this social media stuff works, you know what helps. You feel me? You know what helps and what don't help. And all that quietly looking but not participating does not help. It really don't. It don't push the algorithm. We're trying to push it into this monetization stage. So when I'm making these amazing videos like the one I'm doing right now, or when I'm not live, but I done edited up some content for y'all. Like I was telling y'all, I'm making these, basically, these like mini movies, y'all. You know, you watch and you learn. You get a taste of another realm, another world, another perspective, some views on life through the medium of science fiction, fantasy. Okay, edutainment for you. That takes time, y'all. I remember I knew I was in love with the idea of what I'm doing when one night I stayed up to damn near 5 a.m. I said, wait a minute now. Come on, man. I know I'm trying to get this done, but damn. But that's always an indication to me. When I get like that, I'm the same way in relationships with a lady. I always tell her, honey, when I first meet her, I said, if we stay on the phone for hours talking when we just met each other, oh, it's a given. We got chemistry. Now, whether we get to the next base and the next level, whatever, that's up to what we gonna do with it. But we got something to start with. So when I'm working on an art project, and I get to that point where time don't matter, all I want to do is see it come to fruition. That's when I know I'm about that life with this thing. I'm serious about it. So that's how I feel about this Cyberpunk ATL thing. It's very important. It's been something I wanted to do. That's another thing. That's another reason why I know it was going to happen, because I've been wanting to make it. I just was trying to situate life in a way that would go with what I knew it was going to do to my schedule. I said, man, you're going to have them late nights. You're going to be up doing them prompts. You're going to be writing. Because you're writing. You have to write. You have to know how to speak clearly enough and super concise and very detailed. The more the better. And even when you feel like you're wasting your breath, it's still not enough sometimes. But when you get it right, and that thing hit a home run, because you done shared all of the right language with it, but also references. Because that's the other thing. A lot of people don't understand. If you're not artistic enough to pick interesting, captivating reference items, you're never going to get the best results, depending on the type of stuff you're doing. Now, I'm doing stuff that I want it to look realistic most of the time. So because of that, because it looks like a scene out of a movie, I start with photographs that I took. So here we go again with the artistic process. It'll be my photo, and even when it's not, I'm not going to leave it as is. I'm going to say, do this, that, and the other to it to where it's not easily recognizable. And if, in some cases, the person is recognizable, most of the time that's on purpose, because I'm trying to make a little satire, or I want the character to be familiar. Like some of the beautiful women in this project, I purposefully modeled them after legendary singers, IG stars, etc. Because I want guys and gals to say, oh my gosh, that's so-and-so, but oh, that's so cool. He made her like a robot lady and da-da-da-da-da. That's what I want. I want that effect when you see it. I don't want it to just be like, what is this? It don't even look like nobody. Like, no, I want it to feel sort of familiar. So, yeah, that's working real good too. It's hard to do too, because a lot of the rules, it'll tell you, hey, I cannot use any real people. So I purposefully will tell it like, look, no, I don't want you to literally give me that person doing that. No, I want you to alter them to the point where I want someone like that. Like, I want them that height. I want them that complexion. I want them that ethnicity. I want them, and then it'll be like, okay, and it'll do it. But that's the difference in what I consider, responsible AI and then just free willy, whatever the hell you want to do. And then you trying to fool people. I ain't trying to fool nobody. This is a story. This is all make-believe. This is all fantasy. I'm not trying to do anything and push it off like it's something that never happened and all that. No, I'm telling you, this whole thing is fictional. This is a fantasy. This is a fan fiction piece. Man, it's suddenly just, the temperature went down a little bit. Wind started blowing. That rain gonna do what it do in a minute. You can tell it's trying to come. For sure. But yeah, I want y'all to check it out. I want y'all to put some likes on it. Hit the comments, tell me what characters you love the most so far. Because I got some interesting characters. Please believe. I mean, I'm naturally biased to my own character. I have a character that I modeled myself. And he's basically me casting myself. He's not me. I'm saying I'm casting myself as this character. But we do share some energy. I always say, as an actor, that's another part of my life. You got to bring yourself to the character. If you can't relate to the character, don't take the role, because it's going to be whack as hell. But if you can relate and you can make it real, even though it's nothing like your daily living or how you move or how you would Speaking of, it ain't about it. You know, that's why you call it acting. But at the same time, the greatest acting coach I ever had said, "It's not acting, it's being." I said, "Ooh, never forgot that. Never forgot that." And a lot of other great acting coaches say the same thing, but that was the first time I heard it from her. Shout out to Nashe Kajese. You'll know her as the beautiful, short, feisty lady in the second Suicide Squad. Yes, the DC film, the second one, the one with Idris Elba. And toward the end, and this has been long enough ago for me not to be spoiling nothing, but when Viola Davis's character, who plays the, you know, the tough boss of the Suicide Squad that will take everybody out if they don't do what she wants them to do on the missions and all that. And she had done so much that her whole staff was looking at her sideways like, "Hey man, we know we up in here doing this shitty job for this really corrupt organization, but damn, you want us to do what?" And it's like everybody's scared to do what she's telling them to do. And then out of nowhere, a little short, pretty light-skinned lady picked up, I think it was a golf club or something. I forget what she hit her with. She whop and knocked her out so that they could let the folk get away. Like, never mind, just keep going. If you see the movie and you laughed and you remember that scene, that's my teacher. That was my first acting coach. Tinashe Kajese. East African, gorgeous lady, respectfully married, and gotta shout that out too, you know, but I ain't gonna not highlight what's in front of me. She's beautiful. And she's a beautiful spirit, not just physically. She's a powerful, powerful actress, serious, real deal. I mean, does it all. From film to theater, commercials, everything. She the truth. But yeah, so, you know, when you take a role, you gotta be the role, you gotta be the character. And even though this is a situation where it's not live action, even in portraying the scenes that I choose, I have to think of like, I have to kind of imagine, okay, I got this whole scene, these are the characters in it, this is what I know is gonna happen. And in my mind, I'm playing through a whole scene y'all never see, but I just pick the highlights. Whatever moments tell the story the quickest, just like if you were to flash or put stills on the back of a DVD from a movie, so when the person flip it over, they say, "Oh, hell yeah, I want to see this." Oh, damn, because they just see one or two scenes and it just look good. That's what I'm doing, but I'm doing that times 200. Because I got to pick all of the best scenes out of the story I got in my mind, and from moment to moment, give you an idea of who these people are, what this world is like, why they have different conflicts, why some are friends, some never gonna be, all of that. And it's fun. I'm telling you, it's frustrating, like I say, dealing with AI, but when they get it right, and when you can see it all come together, and then, you know, I've got other artist friends helping me in the process and everything, then it's amazing. Like, shout out to Zano, Z-A-N-O, Zano Bathroom. Yeah, that's the homie. He, master musician, pretty much gave me the soundtrack for this piece. We've worked together many, many times. Y'all seen him here. If you're a fan of the channel, if you really watch, you've seen him before. But shout out to Zano. But yeah. Okay, there we go. That's what I like to see, man. Equal. 3 in the building, 3 thumbs up. That's how we working. That's how it's supposed to always look, man. If y'all looking, you're supposed to be saluting. Period. If you ain't digging it, keep it moving. But if you sitting there looking at me, man, hit that damn thumbs up, please. Appreciate you. All that helps. For what we out here doing. All this hard work, man. It's not a game. It's not a game. So yeah, the one I'm working on, part 2, episode 2, just to give y'all a little teaser. I already mentioned it, but and all y'all subscribe. That's the next thing. Come on, man. That's basics. That's YouTube basics. I saw a brother just the other night. I ain't watched but half of a video because it was real long. But I at least watched. Man, I at least played 25, 30 minutes of what was at least an hour, I think. He was going cross country from Louisiana to Alaska. forget his name because I follow too many people, and I ain't got him in my mind like that yet, but still saluting him. And if you saw what I saw, then you know what I'm talking about. But it says something like Alaska broke me because he took this road trip. And he talking about he faced everything from the bears, the moose, he saw all that. And it's serious out there. I ain't never been, but I know people who have, and they talk about how you gotta really be careful when you're in the woods, especially with the bears, moose too, right? All of that will attack you. It's the true wilderness. But he, on top of getting there and dealing with that part of it, he took a road trip from Louisiana. I said, damn, I thought I was a traveler. Like, hey man, I done some road trips, but I don't even know if I would ever want to go that long. I mean, he wasn't alone. He ended up meeting up with some buddies, and they were all like bikers. So they like on, I forget what type of bikes. I don't think they were Harleys. It might have been Harley. But anyway, they took that trip all the way from Louisiana. He's from Louisiana too. He got that thick, heavy accent, straight up New Orleans. But man, they went all the way from there. I said, good gosh, that's a damn road trip. That's some stuff you gonna tell on your deathbed, like. But that's what we do it for, man. That's what makes travel so exciting, man. Give you something to talk about forever. That's the kind of life I'm living. Can't explain it to nobody who don't understand it, but if you know it, you know what I'm talking about, and you love it. So yeah, y'all. That's the other part I keep talking about because I really want to do it so bad before the year's up. Help us get to that budget we need. Look at them trees. So we can take some trips. Or a trip at least, before everything is over for this year. I mean, all we got left is November and December, and that's it. So, hell, I don't know. Even if it was just a weekend somewhere in December, I'd be happy to go somewhere for Christmas. Hit the donation box at ONYXCON on Venmo, # ONYXCON, all day, every day. Y'all know what it is. If you ain't subscribed, I don't know you. I don't know what you're here for. Bye-bye. If you are, look at my people's monetization nation. Appreciate you.